Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Gamble the Globe, Part 2, Comps and Table Games. So, first of all, please subscribe. It's very important you subscribe, especially if you're new here. Just click that subscribe button, click that little like button, little thumbs up one, and click the notification button so you can see when something's new coming. So today we're going to be talking about how comps and table games work and the math around that. Quick little cleanup housekeeping issue from the last video. I said average hourly loss. What I meant was average daily loss. For the purpose of these videos, we're actually not going to get real detailed in. We're going to stay with expected theoretical loss. That's sort of like the high overview. And we're going to focus more on the general items about earning comps. If you guys want more detailed, if you guys want to get into average daily loss, I would be happy to. I'll do a part 5. How about this? We get 10 comments asking for a deep dive into average daily loss. I'll absolutely do it. The expected theoretical loss divided by the number of days, your average daily loss. That's how it works. It's just for a way for the casino to get more information. This goes along with longer trips over days, over years. So we're just dealing with one session, one day, just to keep it simple for everybody. Like I said, if anybody wants to know more, I'm happy to share more. So let's jump right in. We're going to be talking about table games. We're not talking about all the table games that exist. We're not going to go into Sick Bow and Pai Gow and Ultimate Texas Hold'em. We're sticking with the casino advantage on what I consider to be the holy trinity of table games: blackjack, craps, and roulette. Roulette being my favorite. Roulette's really where I started out gambling. My first trip to Vegas with my roommate Steve and his parents, they already had a room, and they said, hey, you get your flight, we got your room covered. Well, I was there. We stayed at the Fremont Casino downtown playing quarter roulette for hours on end. You get a big stack of chips with $100, okay? So $20 get you a big stack of chips. $100 would be a ridiculous stack of chips. $20 at quarter roulette get you a good sized stack of chips, and you could just be there having fun. It was $1 minimum table. So imagine $20 in roulette, just sitting there playing quarters. We were smoking cigars, acting like we were high rollers. It was amazing. So that's really where I kind of fell in love with roulette. But we're going to go over all the table games. I'm going to start out with the advantage on each game. In roulette, and again, we're talking about standard games. Roulette, American wheel, 0-0. If you see a 0-0 wheel, walk away. Don't play a 0-0 wheel. The odds are horrible. It is better to play that slightly higher per bet average on 0-0 than it is on 0-0. The reason that 0-0 exists is to further that house edge. The other thing is, don't ever play roulette alone. There's never a roulette you play alone, whether it's with a wheel or Russian. You're always going to end up being the loser. So the casino advantage for roulette is 5.3%. For our math's sake, we're just going to say 5%. This is standard American roulette. For blackjack, we're going to be using a standard blackjack, no progressive betting, no bonus betting, no nothing, a 6-deck shoe, which the casino advantage is 0.5%, 0.5%. Super low. Actually, something interesting is if you play single deck blackjack, you're generally only going to find those in high limit rooms. But if you find single deck blackjack, playing perfect strategy, the house edge is 0%. You have the best chance of winning blackjack. I'm not endorsing you gambling at all, but if you're gonna play, have the best odds to play. And then we have craps, standard craps, pass come line. We're not going with all the odds and all the whole thing. 1.4% on craps. So you can see the house edges aren't crazy. Actually, something interesting, roulette's house edge being 5% is the highest one, well, second highest one. The highest is Keno at 27%. The odds are insane at Keno. Keno's another game I do not recommend playing. It may be fun, it may be easy. You may think, oh, it's just like bingo. The odds are astronomical. So kind of stay away from that. So let's dive into roulette. So I'm gonna have my cheat sheet here, so you see me looking away. Remember our simple math: average bet, casino advantage, number of spins, rolls, hands per hour equals expected theoretical loss. Like I said, if you want more math, ask for part 5. We'll get into that, I promise. All right, the math's gonna be overhead. And what we're gonna do is have $10 per hand, per spin, per roll. That's gonna be our bet. And then we're gonna do the house advantage, which in roulette is 5%. So we multiply that, we get 50 cents. So now we're not there yet. Then we have to multiply that by number of spins per hour. In roulette, it says 50 spins per hour. I'm gonna cover this in part 4. I think that's particularly high. And I'm really interested to see if that actually plays out in real world, especially if you have like a full table. That seems really high, 50 spins per hour. However, we multiply that by 50, we get 25. Multiplied by number of hours. In this case, we're using 3 hours for a session. Again, we're talking 1 day. Doesn't matter if we're talking about table games or slots, it's 1 day of gambling, all right? In this case, we're doing a 3-hour gambling session. So we'll multiply that by 3, we get 75. It's not quite dollars yet, so we got to do that conversion. In most casinos, they use a 10% through 40%, so anywhere in between. It all depends on your particular casino. You're going to have to ask and find out what your particular casino does as comps. It's not a secret. It's just something that's not readily available. Kind of have to like look around, maybe ask around, maybe email marketing, email the casino. It is for your knowledge. It's just not, readily shared. So that span is 10 to 40% that they convert to comps. So we're going to use the high side, 40%, just to give everybody an idea, keep it simple. So we multiply that by 40%, we get $30. So our 3 hours of roulette has equaled $30 in comps. That's actually really good, especially you'll see the math as we go along. Now remember that $30 accumulates. $30 is like, you get a great room offer, maybe even a comp room offer, lower end room, standard king, room. You probably won't get a whole lot of wow at that level, but the offers will start, and that starts your progress. Again, I do not recommend playing just for comps. Play because you enjoy it. Play for your reasons. Playing for comps, and I'll go this in part 4, it's a dumb idea. I do it, and I'm telling you it's a dumb idea, okay? So $30 for our 3 hours and play roulette for our comps. Blackjack. Because blackjack is such a low casino edge hand, it's gonna be just not worth it to play for comps. But we've already established that because of the low house edge, it's worth it to play to win or to try to win. Again, using basic strategy. So our math on that, $10 per hand. Multiplied by the house edge, which is 0.5%. So that means you're getting 5 cents. 5 cents. Multiplied by the number of hands per hour, which case is 40. Again, probably a little high, when you consider people's play and the movement of the game. But multiplied by 40, and that equals times 3, number of hours, that equals 6. Now, the casino's got to do their conversion, 10 to 40%. We're going to use 40% again. 40% of that is $2.40. So you can see why blackjack isn't necessarily a great game to play for comps, but it is a great game to play for winning. Craps. I know craps looks complicated. It's not really complicated. If you ever want to try craps, it's a fun game. There's a lot of action going on. I actually wrote many years ago a how to play craps for beginners. Super basic. Again, just like this video, we're keeping it basic. We're making sure everybody understands the base of how things work, which I think is extremely important. And you sort of on your own find out more information, learn more if you're interested in it. But for craps, I'm going to post that link in, by the way, how to play craps beginners. It's a fun game. So $10 per roll times 1.4%, and that equals out to 14 cents. See, that's why I used $10, so the math broke down super easy for everybody. 115 rolls an hour. I have no clue if that is correct or not. That seems crazy, But at the same time, the energy at a craps table, I could see that being possible. That seems really high, but I could see that being really possible. Next time I go, I'm going to bring a little clicker and I'm going to count number of rolls per hour. Even if I'm not playing, I'm just going to count rolls per hour. So we have that 115 rolls times 0.14 equals out to 16.1. Number of hours, 48.3. Now we do our conversion, 40%. That comes out to $19.32 for that 3 hours of play. So a little bit better than blackjack, not as good as roulette, but a lower house edge. Again, I do not recommend playing for comps. Play for your enjoyment. And when it stops being fun, stop playing. All right, that's super important. Just stop. Set your budget for the day. When you're done with that budget, go do something else. Go walk around. Go people watch. Go check out what's new in Vegas. There's so much free stuff to see. The fountains at Bellagio, the flowers at Bellagio. I mean, there's a lot at Bellagio, obviously. There's conservatory as well. Another great thing is in Caesar's Palace. If you haven't seen it, it's the animatronic Atlantis show over in the shops. Check those out. Check out the spiral escalator. It's only one of two in the world. A spiral escalator at the Caesar shops. Go look at these things. There's a lot to do in Vegas for free that doesn't involve gambling. Just recognize when you have a problem, get help. I'm going to put numbers down below as well, okay? I post it in my about so everyone has it available, all right? In part 2, we went over slots and table games. In part 3, went over comps and table games. In part 3, I'm going to go over slots and table. Am I going to get this right? We'll go over slots and comps in part 3. Part 4 is going to be about tips and tricks to get those comps. If you're going to go for the comps, use some of my tips and tricks. They're not secrets. They're not cheats. They're just tips. Everyone knows them, just not everyone does them. So if you're going to grind, that's going to be your part 4. You're going to want to see that. In part 3, I'm going to stick to that high overhead about slot play. There's a few other little things that's particular to slots, but I'm, for the most part, going to stick high end. I'm going to put all these equations that you've seen down below so you don't have to do all the math yourself. All right. Remember to gamble smart, gamble safe. I'm going to be back soon with that part 3, slots and comps. Have fun. Gamble within your budget always. Remember that meet and greet is on October the 12th, 7 p.m., MGM Grand Casino at the Ka Theater. We're having a bunch of slot channels. I'm not going to go over them all. Highlights, Cowboy Slots, NJ Slot Guy, The Big Payback, Old School Slots making it, me, Stacy's High Limit Slots, Slot Hopper. The list is on. I'm going to post the list now. FNS Slots. Okay, I'm going to keep going then. FNS Slots, Firehouse Slots, Purple and Gold Slots, Debbie Love Slots, Slot Savvy PK. Who'd I miss? Top Dollar Mike. Can't forget Top Dollar Mike. Why do I keep forgetting Top Dollar Mike? I don't know. We're having a great time. Come and see us. Meet and greet's free to all. It's during the Global Gaming Expo, but we're going to be meeting off property for that. Gamble smart, gamble safe once again. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and I'm going to come with you on part 3 very soon.